John on the air. Third time a charm. Is he here? Is he present?
This is Zach.
Oh, Zach, what's going on, man?
Not much. What's up?
I'm good, man. Just very excited right now. Uh, and I think we got John on the line too. Are you there, John? Oh, is it Zach? I don't know who it is. Uh, okay, John, Z, are you
I
both
hear you.
there? Okay, I should have both of y'all
How
on
we
the
doing?
line right now. How's it going?
Good. How are you, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank y'all for being truly again. Um,
Thanks for having us on.
so
Always a
yes, sir. So congratulations, fellas, on the LP Challenge the League. And John, I want to thank you personally for what I like to consider a birthday gift. I got the CD in the mail at 2 days ago. Uh, played the song for the record before y'all both called in. Y'all shot a
cool.
music video for it. It was well done, and I see you, John, with the Detroit Tigers hat. You know, you repping as always. You know,
That's right, man.
he got to rep for the D. You know,
That's right.
um, and you're also rocking the Hybrid the Rapper T-shirt as well. Shout out to Hybrid. If you haven't seen the music video for Need That Hoodie Back, original version and remix version, need to go watch that video. His acting skills, the face that he gives, like he just pops out when a woman's looking around. I guess the ex-girlfriend, whatever, is very comical. this may be some this may be some of his best acting skills to date, man. Like I bet Hollywood's gonna be giving him a phone call after that video. I
Yep.
can see it. Um,
Yeah.
so
Hybrid and I, we're good. We're good buddies, man. We talk a lot, and we talk about like his come out, and sometimes I get to listen to songs before they even are released. It just I'm honored to be just a confidant in that way for someone who's so skilled. And a lot of people, they don't really do that. They don't just like they release it and they're like, I don't need anyone else to listen to this and any notes or anything. And we just have a really good lots of trust between like I'm going to hand this off to you and you take a listen and let me know what you think. And so we're upfront and honest. If it's like sort of all right but not quite there, we'll say it. And if it's really great, so I just wanted to I wanted to show my support for him in the video by repping a little gear on the video. I thought that was just important. I like to try to do that, just make sure that anyone who's watching the video who isn't from Kentucky, they'll be like, "What's he wearing?" And they might check him out, because he's now. Yeah, I mean this LP was a blast to make. We started working on it before the release of the first LP, the 5 Spoonbox, and we worked on it for probably 3 years. It was about 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah. So it's a long body of work. And For the Record is just one of the videos we're doing for. We're going to do more. Some of the collab songs we did, we're going to do some videos for that. So those are 4.
Challenge the League. The name of the LP for Re-Education Camp is called Digital now. Where are some of the places you can go to stream and purchase this record?
So they can go straight to Bad Apple Records and buy it. They can also buy a hard copy off the label's website. You can always get a hard copy from us if you contact us, but you can stream it through Spotify, iTunes. Let's see. Am I missing
It's
that?
on the Apple Music, Google Play,
Apple Music.
Amazon,
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere that you can get
Yeah.
music. It's there.
Cool. cool. So it's pretty much everywhere. And I'm gonna just go ahead and say this for Will. Like I admire your music. Um, every
Okay.
now and then, like we comes to music views and listening to music. Like every now and then, like get it, we all like to party and have a good time and play some music and be jamming. But every
There's a
now,
place for that.
yeah, there's a place for that. Every now and then, you, alone, you gotta put this re-education camp on your feet and just listen, man. Like these guys have a message behind their music. They have quality, giving substance to the music. There's a lot in this world, and I get on people fan base of what they want to hear. That may play a role to it. With the game that changed, and it seems like there's more lack of substance, and a guy to stay in y'all lane, and fans like love you for that. People like myself love what y'all do, what y'all bring to the game. Bad Records, definitely one of the premier independent local companies that's out right now. A variety of talent on the label.
Yep.
And y'all have had a busy year. Involvement with Meal. For Louisville, you had the Christmas record, and then y'all made an
Yep.
appearance on Jonesy and Scott Wentz Christmas album, and now here with the Monster League. And Z, you've been a busy dude yourself. You got
Busier than we even
Yeah.
busier than I have.
and I met John last time I was at Al's Bar, courtesy of Alan Poe and his radio show, Wine Radio. Shout out to did a show dedicated to people that represents the culture. That individual, Mr. Artie Mead, who featured y'all on his website. Shout out to Artie. He even mentioned yours truly, and I'm not an actual rapper. He mentioned me because something happened in late January, and there was like an award show that took place. And
This is a big, if you guys listen to this, you have no idea what he's talking about. You got to take the hood off. There is
yeah,
the music awards, man. This is big. This has been a big year for you too. I mean, like that is a huge deal. And I was thinking about this, like a big reason that happens, just like you're obviously a very talented DJ that deserves it, and you also show up. How many DJs actually show up to local shows? You're almost like you were almost out. Like you show up to these local shows and you know the talent is. You're like a bound for talent. You just show up there, like who's in their show. They know that you're the person to get that interview with. They know that you're going to support them, and they know that you actually, if they are performing, that you show up. And like that is a huge deal. And if there's any DJs out there in their heads, why did this guy win it? It's like because he actually loves music. He loves local music, and you guys got to just catch up because I mean that's how it's done. That's how you win a deserving award is that you have the talent for noticing music, but you actually show up. You don't just stay in the margins and pluck things up here and there. Because I bet you, Kenny, that you've been to some shows and you've probably been like surprised by someone you didn't even hear about. Like you've actually heard their music for the first time probably at the show.
That for the most part, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I lived in Kentucky half my life, and I started doing radio 2007. I lived in Lexington. I was just like a lot of people. Like I listen to music, but I never watched. I never went to shows. Like it was small getting started. I wanted to work my way up before and do something what I'm doing now. So to hear those comments for guys like you means a lot. And with radio DJs, I mean, who got a bigger profile than me, and I get it. They people are gonna, oh my God, look at this guy, and I'm just
Right.
like, when I show up, it's like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, yeah, cool. I get a different reaction. It's all love, and I I go to a variety of shows, and a lot has changed. Like I don't get to stick around for every single show like I used to because I had that and I got it somehow. But
Yeah.
I appreciate the kind words, and John and Zach is the first time I met John a couple of times, but I didn't meet you until the Simple Review EP release.
Yeah.
First time I
I
met
was gonna bring
you,
that up.
and I remember that night in particular because I was at the 1990 show at Rupp Arena, and I was on Salt and Pepper, and people still don't know I was there. Like I wasn't just there, I was on stage with the legendary Salt and Pepper and DJ Spinderella and True. If you seen the footage that I posted, I'm recording Pepper's part, and I didn't realize this until I seen the video. But Salt was headed at my direction, and one of the people would pull me back so I wouldn't run into him. I was like, I was this close, and I didn't even
Oh, man.
realize it. Like that's crazy, man. But but this is awesome. I enjoyed. Got some guest appearances on here. You Woodmill, the aforementioned Woodmill is on here. You also have
Right.
Skeets. You have Lee Napier, Will the Poet, which he's one of the few local musicians taller than me. I'm just gonna acknowledge that record. Like I've seen this dude. We're watching like the NBA finals at Cosmic Charles. He was performing a couple of weeks ago, and dude is ridiculous. If you have a project, you need to go. This dude, he's a hilarious dude. He jokes around a lot, but man, the culture, and he's a good dude. And WIP, I'm familiar with his work. Pun intended. That's kind of what it stands for. What was it getting a chance to work with these artists on this record?
I mean, we have different histories with them. Like, with a friend of my wife's, and so she and my wife go back real far. We met her through church and CP, and she always wanted to, work with us. So there was lots of fun working with her, and real excited to just record and get a chance to do that. And then like Ramel, I just met him by going to shows, and we developed kind of this standing relationship, and lots of love and respect there. Of course, we did the New Growth EP with him last year, and Wisdom Teeth, which is probably one of the standout tracks of Challenger League with Ramel. We're hoping to do a video for that. Is actually the seed of the bass line that Zach just sent to me. Like, all right, I got an idea. And he just sent me the bass line, like maybe 20 seconds of the bass line. I'm like, yeah, we can build something, no problem, man. And like, it's beautiful how this whole LP started off as just collaboration of, bouncing ideas around, and Brain Food that we did with Tip and Reel the Poet, that came together. That's probably the fastest collaborative track that came together. It came together, and some of you are probably going to laugh, probably think this is a long time, but 3 months for us. Like from the idea to it being done was 3 months, and get collaborators on there. But Ramel was performing for Rakim in Louisville last May, and we had just created this track they were going to be putting on this like collaborative album. That's going to happen. But I was there, and Whip was there, and he's like, "Man, we should do something." And I was like, "I got a beat in my car right now, and I'll send it to you like tomorrow, and I want you on it." And Whip has the quickest turnaround of anybody I've met, and he will jump on the track, and he will have it ready. He came to the studio, and he just knocked it out. And then we had been talking because you guys don't know, big lots of just participation in the Take Back Cheapside movement. Really just a huge voice in that whole thing about Cheapside, the statues outside of the courthouse. If you don't know about that, please take the hood off and, seriously, like, listen and pay attention. It's a big battle going on in just around Lexington. But he and I have been talking about stuff like that, and I'd love to like shoot some ideas around with you, and I'd like to have you on a track. And we just had the track sitting around, and he jumped on it, and we made that song. Which I think is a huge standout. It's actually, I don't know if Zach, if you definitely say this is like your number one, but I would say it's probably my favorite track of the album, and it is just like my favorite. It's a banging track, man. Like, we just love it. I listen to that instrumental like nonstop. Yeah, I mean, that just came together real fast, and we made it all just like, if you're doing just the party tracks, this song is basically a complete response to that. We can't keep doing party tracks. We've got to like stick to the remember that hip-hop is partly a party, genre, but it's also partly, a social consciousness and social movement genre and also culture. So we just need to keep that in mind, and that's what that song is really about. So what I loved about it is, like, there's all these collaborative stuff with people just outside of Zach and me, but also Zach was, like, contributing all these different things, all these different seeds, and all these different ideas. Like Groundling's Pit was his idea. That's like the opener. And do you remember to kick that off?
What?
For the Groundling's Pit idea?
No, I don't remember.
Talking about Machete.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and how people can go and get actual enjoyment out of stuff like that,
yeah. Yeah, Machete. That beautiful, beautiful, horrible movie. This is, that, Challenge the League, just explain, like, the theme of the whole thing is, like, the league would be, like, anybody who is the elite that's been set up on the as our best we can do, and it's like, is the news the best source of information? Is the government the best source of, taking care of the citizenry? Is, the hospital the best place for health? Is, the police the best people to protect you? Is the military, in the interests of our country? And, challenge to all of that is just like, if the answer to that question is not absolute no, the answer to that question is it's not doing a very good job. It needs to do a lot better than that. So Challenge the League is all of it is just like, this is kind of a response to those of you who are in charge of all these different sectors and all these different domains of society. You need to do a better job, man, because we're seeing all the problems with it. It's obvious, and so it's a challenge to that. And just to make it clear that we aren't just complaining, there are some songs that do offer solutions to some of these problems. So a lot of that's just sort of challenging. The music scene. It's a big part of hip hop is that it evaluates itself, which is a great genre. but it also, we're just evaluating everything and, you know, our perspective, but also offering solutions to that.
I feel you fellas on that one. This country as we know it, you know, we all facing challenges every single we and it's just hard, like what do to fight that we agree on every single thing. That we're gonna have disagreements. It happens. We're human. You know, people think differently. All I'm
Right.
saying is that this country, you know, this proud country that we live in, that, you know, we have to be with our family, our love, do what we love to do. You know, we're in a worse spot right now, and you know what happened aftermath of the verdict of that. You know, it's like, as a black man, like I'm angry about it, and then it's like, you know, black people. I mean, we're gonna react. You know, you know, some are gonna be like, you know, are outraged or angry. You know, it feels like the Trayvon verdict all over again, and it's like, man, like,
And a lot of people don't understand is, like, you know, if you guys couldn't tell, Zach and I are white. But
big secret.
but it's like, you know, just common human decency is the biggest reason why that whole thing was a problem. You know, people are like, he should never have been shot. It's like, you know, he shouldn't have been pulled over. He shouldn't have been pulled over at all. There's no reason for him to have been pulled over at all, much less anything that happened after that. And, you know, I mean, for the record, I mean, is very clearly commenting on this. It's like, only a shock if you forgot about John, Trayvon, and Oscar. Call it Holocaust. I call it continuous Holocaust. Like, this is our society. You know, this is the biggest societal problem we have and have had. And it's like, you know, it's human. It's just being a decent human being to see that and say that is wrong. But there's also, like, many other reasons. If that's not good enough for you, there's many other reasons why, you know, a police force that is not trusted by a community or a nation is a problem. I mean, I'm actually reading a book by the Dallas police chief, David Brown, I believe his name is, and he was talking about community policing. It's important that officers go into communities and actually become a part of those communities, not like an occupying force as an outsider, but actually, you know, go into those communities. If the officer that pulled over Philandro Castillo had said, "Oh, Phil, I'm sorry. See you with your family. I'm sorry. Go ahead," because he would have recognized him and he would have known that he was a stand-up guy and that he was a good dad and that he was a good member of the community. Instead, he just saw him as someone who had a wide nose and, you know, had the features believed to match a robbery suspect. And it's like, that is completely the worst way to make a judgment call. So it's just, you know, people, you know, it's for white people to detach themselves from this whole thing, and just, that's not really my problem. But even if you can't see it as a human rights, human decency, and just, you know, why that shouldn't happen at all, realize that, you know, it serves no benefit to anyone for the citizens to not trust police. It absolutely makes no sense. So that's going to be a spillover problem for people who think that they're safe from that problem. So it's important that all of us get involved in this. And, again, if human decency isn't enough for you, just take the whole selfish route and say, I don't want this spillover to come over to my neighborhood, and get involved anyway. But I would hope you get this is a tragedy. This is human rights and, basic human decency tragedy.
And my hope from all of this, kind of tag on the end of what you're saying there, is that with a situation like this, hopefully this can be that step to really start opening some people's eyes. Because a typical response to when a police shooting or something happens from a lot in the law community is, oh well, the victim should have done this and the victim should have done that. Well, he literally did everything right that you should do when you're in that situation, getting pulled over by a police officer, and still ended up getting killed. So hopefully this can be something that will, really kind of dig in, particularly in the white community, and start putting that into some of our brains here too. That this really is a problem that needs to be addressed, and it's not just some bad apples or something like that. There's a systemic problem that's going on here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just and it feels like we got a long way to go. Feels like and my prayers go out to that family and to everyone who lost a loved one due to and when they didn't do anything to put themselves in that spot. And I just hope that there's a resolution when future people won't be put in this. Like I'm about to be 33 years. I'm very to live a life, stay out of trouble with the law. I have my parents live in Georgia. I live in Kentucky. I don't want to find myself in that position when my parents get a phone call and your son got shot and killed. That's something that has to be done. Government, president, whoever the case may be, this is an issue that's not gonna go away unless it's addressed by those who have the power, who has a voice, who has a bigger platform. We can do all that we can do, but up to people to stand up and willing to address this head on. Until people like Trayvon and everyone else it's gonna
it's got to be addressed on every single level too. We say well, maybe the president can do something, or maybe governors, at every level, all from the individual police officers, to precinct, to the police, to the city officials, state officials, federal officials. All the way up and down, you've got to get stuff done, and you got to shake up. This is the status quo now, and you've got to shake that up. And that's always something difficult to do, but it's got to be done at every single level if it's going to be done effectively.
And if I'm going to hold my breath and wait for Trump or Bevin to do anything, I will literally pass out from asphyxiation. I'm not counting at all.
Yeah. That guy, I don't even want to say anything that's already been said about him. He's got plenty of time to tweet than actually doing his job. And I'm gonna just leave it at that.